My name is Ngoc Anh. I'm from Vũng Tàu City, which is now part of Ho Chi Minh City now. I have been living in Hanoi since 2017, and today I have the honor to stand here and share my testimony of how I came to accept God into my life. I grew up in a family where there were constant problems between my parents and very little happiness. As I look back on my childhood, I realized that I grew up feeling lost, without direction or hope for my future. In my final year of high school, I carelessly chose a college and a major without much research or thought, and that's when I came to Hanoi. My first year in Hanoi was a complete mess. In less than a year, I managed to ruin almost everything. I didn't focus on my studies at all. Instead, I became deeply involved in partying every weekend, getting drunk, flirting around, and living recklessly. I didn't really understand why I was so drawn to that lifestyle. Perhaps it was the feeling of freedom, the wideness that came with being drunk, or the attention I received from others. At that time, I thought that kind of life was exciting and cool. But that fun didn't last very long. One day, I suddenly realized that everything felt empty and meaningless. My friends I party with slowly disappeared, and the consequences of my lifestyle finally caught up with me. My health was severely affected, and I found myself facing the reality of how broken my life had become. I was 18 and I thought, what am I doing? People around my age were happily enjoyed their hangout in the movies, coffee shop, or discussing their homework, and I'm here being stuck in this darkness, one again feeling lonely. I went to the hospital for a checkup and was left with medical fees that I couldn't afford. I had no choice but to call home. I thought things wouldn't become too serious, but they did. My parents were shocked, and on that very same day, my mom traveled 6 hours to reach my place in Hanoi, arriving at midnight. She stayed with me for 3 weeks until my condition finally became stable. The first night she was there, I could see how deeply disappointed she was. Seeing my mother cry because of me for the first time in my life hit me harder than anything else. In that moment, I thought everything was over. I believed that this failure, this scar, would become a label that I would carry with me forever. In the middle of my despair, a small spark of hope appeared. At that time, I knew someone who occasionally mentioned going to church, and I had never really cared about whether God was real or anything spiritual. Growing up standing in front of statues, altars felt like nothing more than a ritual to me, and prayers sound like meaningless words. But in that moment of brokenness, I reached out to that person and asked, I'm not a Christian, but can I pray to your God? That night, I prayed through tears until I fell asleep. My prayer was, if you are real, God, please give me another chance. I believe that no human could change my situation, only a divine power could. Eyes closed with my mind and heart directed to a God I have no idea how he was like. After that, I went to church alone. During the worship, I suddenly burst into tears. I felt something I had never felt before. As if I was being embraced, I felt peace for the first time in my life, a deep sense of acceptance and forgiveness, as though I had been truly set free. In that moment, I was sure God is real. But my life did not change immediately after that. Those who know me well understand how stubborn I am. God did not give me just one chance. He forgave me again and again. He was patient and gentle with me. He allowed me to struggle, to suffer, and even to fail multiple times. But He always showed up in His perfect timing and delivered me out of my mess. When I look back at who I used to be and who I am now, I know I am not perfect still, but I am certainly different. God has led me through life and shaped me with mercy and love. He slowly removed the people who hurt me and replaced them with a community that loved Him and lifts me up in my faith. He has blessed me so abundantly. He gave me a home, my own family, my baby son, and even at times I ask Him, why has why you've done so much for me even though I don't deserve it? Even though there's a lot of stubborn times that I am, but and there's time that things got so difficult and I blame God, but I cannot deny how good and faithful He is in my life. Amen.